Will you get a penalty when you take your money out of the Roth TSP? Hi, I'm Micah Shilanski, and this is the FERS Federal Fact Check. Today we have a question that came in from Stephanie about the TSP and the Roth component from the TSP, which is really great. I'm a huge fan of Roth IRAs and their ability to grow tax-free money for retirement, but there's catches with the tax-free. So let's listen to her question and get some great value adds out of here. The question from Stephanie: if I start contributing to a Roth TSP this year and I'm 56, would that mean I cannot take out any contributions from the Roth for 5 years at the age of 62? Thanks, Stephanie. Stephanie, that is a wonderful question, and I love that you're thinking about tax-free growth in retirement. Now, let's keep in mind your TSP is a wonderful savings tool to build wealth to get ready for retirement. But we also have to think about the distributions, which is Stephanie is really thinking about right here. And you can have a couple different pots of money. First thing, what are some TSP distribution rules? Under the normal TSP distribution rules, you can take money out when? When is the soonest you can take money out of your TSP account and not incur a penalty? 55. At 55 years young, or separation from service. Now, if you're law enforcement, it's actually different. You can take it out a little bit earlier at 50 years young if you're under a mandatory retirement system, assuming you separated under that particular system. But for normal FERS participants, 55 or separation of service, you can actually take money out of your TSP account with no 10% penalty, which is awesome. It's a great thing to do. Keep in mind, this is different than IRAs. IRAs is 59 and a half, so TSP is a little bit of an advantage here. But Stephanie's question is a little different, because this is talking about your pre-tax money inside of your TSP, your pre-tax portion, which is the vast majority of your TSP money for most federal employees. But what about your tax-free portion of money? Where is that? When can you take out your tax-free portion of money, also called your Roth funds inside of your TSP? Well, there's a couple of rules that you need to keep in mind. Number one is you gotta be at least 59 and a half years young, or I should say or 5 years. Whoops, plus 5 years. That's there. So what does this mean? This is where the TSP becomes a little complicated with the tax law rules. It's still a great thing. You just got to understand how it works. For your pre-tax money, that means you put money in, you got a tax deduction for it, or your employer matches that 5% that goes in there. When you go to pull that money out, you can absolutely do that if you separate it from service at 55 or older with no 10% penalty. However, your Roth money, that is not the case. The Roth money you have to let sit in for 5 years or at least be 59 and a half, whichever is later. So Stephanie's question, she's 56 years young. So that means 56 plus 5, right? All of a sudden now we got to be 62 before, Stephanie, you can pull out your Roth money. Now, some really good news, the TSP Modernization Act that came out a couple of years ago now was really helped us with this, because before this, you are actually forced to take money out of your Roth IRA. But now under the TSP rules, there's a bit of a line when you take a distribution. You get to choose, where does your money come from? Does it come from the pre-tax or does it come from the tax-free portion? So Stephanie, for your planning, you're absolutely right. In your case, you got to be 62 years young is what it sounds like to access this portion of money, but you can leave that money sit in your TSP. You could transfer it to a Roth IRA when you separate as well. You have a lot of different flexibility, but making sure you understand these rules. Now, during the first federal fact check, we have a great opportunity to answer questions that come in, but sometimes you have a pretty unique question, or sometimes it's a pressing question about your personal situation. And if that's the case, what I'd encourage you to do is click the button below and we do initial consultations. Now, this is not a sales thing in any type of way. This is about providing value to you. We do charge a fee for it, and what the intent is to help spend an hour to answer questions to get you ready for your retirement. Now, if this sounds like it's something interested in you, then scroll down, click that link. Our calendar books out a few months in advance, so click it sooner than later to make sure you can get on. And as always, with our 100% promise, is love it or your money back. So if you have any questions, you have any concerns, or you don't think it was worth the time, we're happy to refund your money. But the funny thing is, most people when they come in or we chat online get so much value and great information, it helps them plan your retirement. So if you have some unique questions, if you have some things that apply to your personal situation you want some guidance on, then click that link. Let's talk on the phone and see how we can help you get ready for your retirement. And until then, happy planning.